All right, so I just did something that was harder than anything I've ever done. To put this in perspective, it was harder than natural childbirth, done it. I have 4 children. It was harder than marathons, done it. It was harder than a half Ironman, done it. I've been sober for 100 days, no alcohol. Not only have I been sober, but I've actually followed my whole food diet to the T. I'm talking no mess ups. Haven't really eaten out much. When I do, I just pretty much get mineral water. I feel really good. I gotta say though, not drinking has been really hard. And I didn't really think of myself as an alcoholic or want to even identify or even talk about it because it's so incredibly socially awkward. I do feel like people look up to me and I don't know why. I do feel like there's pressure as a business owner and considering I handle people's money. And as a mom of 4, like how embarrassing to be like, hey, I have a problem. I don't even really know how to communicate that because it's been really private. But now that I'm further into it, I never went, I have to quit drinking, everybody, I'm quitting drinking. It was really, really hard. I had to kind of retreat from a lot of my friend groups who are all, in really high stress jobs. So those jobs like, real estate, lending, they own big companies or CEOs like myself. I mean, I have a ton of employees. I have over 100 homeowners that I manage for. A lot of people rely on me and they rely on me to be 100%. And for me to admit that maybe I haven't been 100% all these years is really uncomfortable for me. But I basically just kind of tucked into that uncomfortable feeling and was like, okay, this sucks, it's embarrassing, it's weird, it's hard to admit that you're not perfect. But the more I'm tucked into that and being uncomfortable, the more I've had just like all these incredible blessings come over to me. It's hard even to put all that into words. All I want to say basically is how incredibly profound the experience has been. And I'm looking forward to continuing the journey. And I want to invite you on it with me, which is also uncomfortable. I'll tell you how I've done it and how I've been able to process it the best. I have spent a ton of time in the backcountry. I'm always hiking, I'm always outside. So if I have a work day, I have to split my work day up. So for my lunch breaks, I hiked all summer. I was like, bye, I gotta go. And I would crank out like a quick 4 or 5 mile hike. Not even an abusive hike. It wasn't even like hardcore, like, high heart rate stuff. This was like all about my spirit. And that's how I just kind of tackled this. I honored my spirit every day. I honored being uncomfortable. I honored every time I was feeling my job is so incredibly stressful. And I was like, oh my gosh, those were the moments I usually drink. So I had to find something else to do. I just dove really hard into my health. It's been really crazy. So anyhow, I want to continue to invite everybody on this with me. I've hit 100 days of sobriety. I'm going to take this all the way. I just don't really see ever wanting to drink again. I wasn't a crazy drunk. There wasn't these things that happened. I was never arrested. I never got a DUI. I really wanted to do this for my family, for my health, for my future. The closer I get to 50, the more I just want to be fucking rad. And I just felt like I was no longer fucking rad. I felt like every day was just like a massive struggle. My anxiety was like up to here. And now that I've removed alcohol, the anxiety starts and then I'm able to like consciously go, you know what, no, fuck this shit. I'm not doing this today. I'm going to be healthy. I'm not gonna go down this road. This anxiety isn't gonna help me. Now when I was drinking, I would just chase it all the time. The alcohol was like bringing it on harder. I was not sleeping anymore. And I was blaming it on menopause. And as soon as I removed alcohol, guess what? I'm sleeping like a fucking baby. For me, that is like huge. To have 4 kids, running a business that's super high paced, the no sleeping thing was like so awful. So I just drink more every night, more wine, more whiskey, just to try to pass the hell out. I wasn't drinking to party and rage. I was drinking to freaking survive. That's when I was like, okay, something's really wrong here. So a lot of those things that I was having problems with are gone. The anxiety is just like gone. I'm just more alert. I'm just way happier. So anyhow, it is hard. I'm gonna admit it's hard. And the hardest part for me has been that my husband hasn't quit drinking. And my friends haven't quit drinking. And I had to really come to terms with that too, that this is my journey, not theirs. And I just have to like focus on me. And that's their story, you know, that's their thing. It's hard not to be like a judgmental asshole now. I'm like, wow, that person sure drinks a lot, or wow. So I'm consciously trying not to do that. But this is definitely my journey. I'm excited about it. My health is like exploding right now. I've always eaten like incredibly clean. I've always worked out. I've always been an athlete. But God, it's crazy how much stronger I feel. Anyhow, thank you for joining me on this. It's going to get raw. It's going to get weird, I'm sure. But this is just life, man. We're all here. And at the end of the day, like, we have to just be conscious of like, none of this really matters except for the journey. So I'm going to go hard on mine. And thank you for joining me.